Brian here. I'm at Epcot, and that was not my plan. My plan was actually Hollywood Studios, and I went to Hollywood Studios and found that there was really just, well, the queues were too long. They were too long, and it made the park really undoable today. And I'll show you some of the video here that I took over at Hollywood Studios, but it would take me as long to ride the standby entrance on Rise of the Resistance as it did for me to drive here from my house in South Florida, and it's just too much. So I've not been to Epcot in a long time, and this is actually one of the best times to come to Epcot because there's no festival going on. The Flower and Garden Festival starts this week. This is the last weekend before the festival, and anytime you can come to Epcot between festivals, shorter queues, get more done. So you get to take very strange ways to get around Epcot these days with the walls everywhere. It's a bit strange because of all of the construction. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to head back to France, and I'm going to ride Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which I've never been on before. The wait time right now is 75 minutes, which is, reasonable, and certainly much better than on Rise of the Resistance. So I'm looking forward to that, and see what else I can get done while I am here walking in this maze of construction walls. Well, the festival may not be here, but the topiaries are out. There's Woody. Beautiful. This is actually pretty amazing because when the festival starts this week, you're not going to be able just to get up close to these topiaries because so many people are going to be here for them, and they crowd all the area, and you'll have to wait in line to get close to them. And now, because the festival hasn't started yet, and they're just setting up, you can see everything up close. This is one of my favorite ones. See, now this is one of the reasons it's best to come between festivals. There's people here, everything's moving, the booths are being set up, but there aren't long lines of people waiting to get to the food booth, and there aren't people sitting all over the sidewalk eating the food they bought at the food booth. So you can move around a lot better, and it's a lot less crowded between festivals. I know it looks like there's a lot of people here, but they're moving. Right? Because like here's a booth. They'd all be lined up around the block for that, and then they got to come over here and sit down and eat. And it's cramped, and it's that way around the entire park, not just the World Showcase. This is my first time back here. I've not been in the new France area at all, and certainly my first time on Remy's. It's now saying 90 minutes wait. All right. Got 15 minutes longer since I got here, if that's accurate. 90 minutes. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm invested now. Let's find out. A new area, a crowd. Hopefully these people are walking back to the new bathrooms.
I'll just make sure Cordell, we have like a...
The Crêperie de Paris. I love crepes, but I'm gonna get in line for Remy's first, and if I have time, I'll have a crepe. Pretty decent line too for the quick service. I'll tell you what's amazing about this that I'm noticing already. It fits the rest of France like it was built at the same time. It doesn't look like something new. I'm in the standby line, and it's pretty thick back there. Now, while I'm in line for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, let me show you what the queue was like at Hollywood Studios and Rise of the Resistance, and why I left and came here. Now, the standby entrance for Rise of the Resistance is 185 minutes, which is insane. Now, I purchased the Genie Plus Lightning Lane Pass, which is 15 bucks. And after I purchased it, I found out that all the times are taken up for today for Rise of the Resistance. So I cannot even get on Rise of the Resistance unless I wait in line in 185 minutes. And this line is insane. Let me show you. It actually almost goes outside the land. Watch this. So this is the beginning of the standby lane, 185 minutes. And let me show you how far this line goes. This is walking out of the land, right? And you can see, don't let this empty space fool you. All these people out here are going back and forth and back and forth. All the way up through here, which is the entrance or the exit of the land, whichever you want to call it. I mean, this is like opening day kind of crowd. And what if you have to go to the bathroom? I mean, look at this. This is insane to me. Now, they have room for more people in line, but this is currently at 185 minutes, all the way out here. And then looping back. This is the entrance for the Lightning Lane for Rise of the Resistance. And that's obviously a little better, although all the slots are taken up today. And that goes around just a little. So at least that's moving. But, you know, it's something like this that makes me say, should I even come to the parks? Is it even worth it? You know, I drove here from my house in South Florida, and it's a 2.5-hour drive for me to get to the park from my house. I have to wait in line in the standby entrance longer than that just to get on this ride. Now, the app recommends I come back at 5 to 8 for a shorter wait time, but it doesn't estimate how short it will be. If I'm still in the park, I'll check it out, but I don't know if I'm still going to be here that late. Oh, cool. Ray and Chewie. The first order uniforms are $129, and of course they're para-Nazi uniforms is what they're based on. If you really think it's appropriate, let me know in the comments that Disney should be selling costumes based on Nazi stormtroopers and Gestapo around the park. I don't know if that's insensitive or not. I wouldn't recommend it, but they're 129 bucks to dress like a first order Nazi. But they're pretty similar to the real Nazi uniforms. This is the entrance to the Halcyon Galactic Star Cruiser. So if you see someone going in or coming out, they're either really, really rich or an influencer, YouTuber, TikToker that got a special pass. But that's it. And just to give you an idea where it's at, you can see the first order ship there, and then right here it is. Smuggler's Run is 70 minutes on the standby, and the Lightning Lane's not available on that either. But 70 minutes, that's a little more reasonable. I mean, I waited 4 hours for this on opening day of the park, and that was worth it. 70 minutes, it's a little long. I've seen it much shorter than that. And they also have a single rider line for this. So this is a little more reasonable than Rise of the Resistance, which is insane. hour and 15 minutes to get here. Not quite on yet, but I will be shortly. Now, when they brought in the Lightning Lane people, they brought in 12 Lightning Lane people for every one person in the standby queue. At least while I was here, I counted with several different groups. So, it's an unfair ratio. Well, I asked if I could sit in the front, and she said, okay.
Le chef Remy is waiting for you. This way. Qu'attendez-vous? Des invités pour le dîner.
Yes, but what to cook here? Hein? Pour le repas idéal. Coq au vin? Non. A simple omelet? Too simple.
Voilà.
Mais oui, that's it! What are you doing? Que manigacez-vous? Out of my way! Il va aussi me falloir rapidement 4 ratatouilles pour la carte.
Oh, man.
Hey, thanks for coming, everyone. Vous serez toujours les bienvenus chez Remy. À bientôt et bon appétit. Et lui, non? Au revoir.
for you right this way. You are always welcome and please to share Remy.
Don't forget to drop off your glasses. Thank you.
Well, I gotta tell you, it is a really awesome ride. I wish it was a little longer, and you could hear when I was on it, some little kids were a little scared, screaming from time to time, but it was worth the wait. It's a little bit like the Runaway Railway, and the screens on the video don't do it justice because it's in 3D. When you have your glasses on, it's pretty much like almost total immersion. I think they did a fantastic job. I would definitely ride it again if I could get a lightning lane. I would not want to wait in that line again for it today, but it's worth the hour and 15 minutes I waited. No doubt about it, it's worth it. As much as I would like a crepe, I don't have it in me to wait in that line, which has got to be about 30 minutes. I was walking by here and I caught a whiff of the perfume, so let's just walk through to catch a smell. Oh man. I think I have some perfume on me just from walking through there. A little more crowded over here because this is where the wine and the champagne are. Lux Vins de France.
Oh, okay.
Wow, 3 of them are $27 for a glass of wine. Oh my goodness.
They're like Hugo and some
Champagne
other
Flight,
people.
$32. I gotta drive home.
And I came into the wine shop.
Beer's less than $10. I changed my mind on the wine and champagne. I have to drive home, so I thought, well, probably not a great idea. I probably should have a bottled water, not a glass of wine or champagne. But it's hard not to order it, I'll tell you. Especially when half the people are ordering the flight of champagne, 6 cups, little small glasses of champagne. Now this I don't like, and I don't approve of it. You know, I call that the Stargate. I keep expecting it to open up and some aliens walk through with Tilk or something. It's just such an eyesore. It messes up the entire look of the World Showcase, and it also messes up the perspective. You know, as much work as the Imagineers put into perspective and every angle looking just right, and then they put this in the middle of the lake. It's just an eyesore. Let me know what you think in the comments. I don't like it, and I'm shocked that this ever got approval. There it goes. So you can see Minnie from about, I don't know, 10 or 15 feet away. So the kids are excited, and the real little kids. They really haven't had the meet and greet experience at all, right? Because you haven't had meet and greets for 2 years now. So this is all they know, so they're not disappointed. Last year, I think these were at the entrance of the park. And now, this is the entrance to the World Showcase. I could be wrong, but I think those were at the front gate last year, if my memory is correct. All of these statues are amazing. And of course, Guardians of the Galaxy will be open soon. I hope they keep these up forever. Oh, there's Mickey. These are so beautiful. I'm gonna go in the creation shop, not so much to look, but to catch some air conditioning. I hope it is cold in there. Yes, air conditioning.
Hello.
The creation shop is huge and very nice. I mean, it is a huge upgrade on what we had before, no doubt about it. And the air conditioning is ice cold, which is a good thing. And this is the exit of Creation Shop, and then Club Cool is right next to it. The all-new Club Cool. I'm so glad they brought it back, because they didn't have to, but they did. Oh man. And the air conditioning is working great in here too. I think that's the line for the Beverly. Well, Club Cool is cool, except for one thing. When you get a Coke, they give you a paper straw. I hate the paper straws. They drive me nuts. But that's all they got. It's better than no straw, but I do not like the paper straws. But the new Club Cool is a lot nicer than the old Club Cool. At the old Club Cool, your feet would stick to the floor. And the feet are not sticking to the floor in there, and you don't get that squishy, squeaky sound either. So they're doing a better job of mopping the floors than the old Club Cool. I don't want to totally judge this until the ride is complete, but that does not look like a spaceship. It looks like some sculpture on top of a stand. That did not come off at all like I think anyone expected. But let's wait till it's done and see if they do anything to make it look better, but I don't see how they could. Here we go, monorail gold. Spaceship Earth, a 15-minute wait time, that's almost a walk-on. I mean, you know, 10 minutes is a walk-on. 15 minutes is close to a walk-on. That is great timing. And this is a Saturday, keep in mind, so it's pretty good. Well, today turned out to be a pretty good day. I made a very wise decision leaving Hollywood Studios. You know, Hollywood Studios is pretty much off limits to me now with those wait times. They're just insane. unless I go there at rope drop and say, you know what, I just want to ride Rise of the Resistance, wait in line 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, however long it is, and then if I am up to it, do 1 or 2 other things. But I made a good choice coming here. Now, Remy's Ratatouille, that is amazing. That was worth the wait, I'll say. That was very much worth the wait. I enjoyed it. I think everybody else will enjoy it. And the new France area is spectacular. Well, listen, guys, thanks for watching. If you're new, make sure you subscribe and make sure you like the video, too, all right? I'm Brian. I'll see you next time.